What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds Media Sports, Blue Clouds TV Sports on YouTube, and then Blue Clouds Media Sports on Facebook. We're lighting up the sports. It's what we tag ourselves to be. We light up the sports, and as usual, it's if you're a Chelsea fan, you won't be happy at all yesterday seeing your team play the way they played yesterday. But I want to say Happy New Year to everyone that is made it able from last year to this year. Happy New Year, and we hope that your dreams and your wishes will come to pass in this coming year. But yet again, the Premier League is back again with us. Good results for if you're a Newcastle fan, you'll be happy. If you're a Manchester United fan, your team, and also if you're a Liverpool fan, you've registered so many wins. I think 3 wins since you returned from the break after the end of the World Cup. You've returned about 3 wins in a row. I'm sure 2 or 3 wins. I have my co-host with me, Ryan. Ryan will come in later on, but as we go through today's table of content, we'll be dealing with the uncertainty. Some Chelsea fans are not happy to hear this, but then today we'll be talking about what do I have here? We'll be talking about Chelsea's away performance, the review, the post-match review of Nottingham Forest and Chelsea game yesterday, and also Tottenham Hotspurs and Antonio Conte. Misery continues with Antonio Conte and his Tottenham side. We will also talk about that. But before I go into Tottenham, I have to talk about, Chelsea Football Club. First, the transfer rumors. Marcus Rashford to PSG is still going around. He's still going around. Joao Felix to Premier League side. Where will Joao Felix find himself by the end of the Premier League transfer? We know he's not. By the end of the window, we know Joao Felix is not happy at Madrid. And also Frankie de Jong to join Manchester United again is coming up again. Another question. Marcus Thuram to Manchester United. Lots of players have been linked to Manchester United. I'll be very happy if I have Herbert over here who can talk more about. There is lots of links with Manchester United. I just saw my messages, and Herbert is right there. There's lots of links, players linked with the football club. If Herbert can give me a little bit of time, he can come over. Let us dissect into those links. Marcus Thuram to Manchester United. Frankie de Jong again this season. This window is open. Marcus Thuram is also linked. Frankie de Jong is linked with the club. Lukaku, Chelsea, and Inter conundrum. We'll also get into it. So shout out to everyone here. Kim So, my current mod of the show. Kim So, Herbert, big up to you. Herbert said Chelsea struggling. It is true, they are struggling. Graham Potter doesn't know what to do with the football club. So many excuses, and I'm tired of it. Kingpin said latest United news, please. Yes, we have it here, brother. We have United news. Like I said earlier on, we will get into it. Manchester United news. We will get into it. Then also we have Herbert said bro, what's the update on that is Herbert. Okay, Kim P is asking Herbert that question. And big up to you. I123 love you. She said hello, my brother. Just now joining was on my security patrol as normal. Joining you from work today. I'm very disappointed in Chelsea and their performance yesterday. Yes, I'm very sorry. I123 love you. I share the same pain. I'm very, very disappointed. But before I go on, I have to welcome my co-host to the stream again. Ryan, welcome to the stream, brother.
Hi, Nazan. Happy New Year to everyone listening. And yeah, it's a disappointing start to the new year for Chelsea, and I'm sure we're going to go into that in more depth now.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I'll be very happy to uh continue the journey with you to end the stream. And then as a Chelsea fan, I'll voice out. This is the time if you're a Chelsea fan, come over here, voice out. Let me know what your club, what you think of Chelsea at this moment. You know, we have I think two, three of us viewing at this moment. But yeah, show your love and subscribe if you haven't liked the video. And I know probably all the people that have you watching have already subscribed and they've liked it. So thank everyone. Herbert, Kim P wants to know the latest Manchester United news. Come and join us and give us that news. He said, I will join in 10 minutes. Thank you, Herbert. We'll be here for you. But whilst we wait for you, we'll start with Ryan. You as a neutral fan, I want you to give me
Yes, sir.
your best analyze what you see Chelsea is not doing right. And I'm gonna tell you mine, and then we're gonna come in with questions and how we can solve Chelsea's problem as supporters or as football loving fan. Blue Class Media is streaming. We enlighten you with sports. Ryan, go ahead.
Absolutely. Obviously, I'm coming at this as through neutralize. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I don't have anything, against Chelsea. I respect the history of the club and how much they've achieved. I was watching on UK TV yesterday on Sky Sports, and they had, Jamie Carragher on commentary and Graham Souness post-match analysing the game. And, they were describing Chelsea with words you just wouldn't normally expect to describe Chelsea, limp, timid, soft. I think powder puff was one of the words that was used. You can't imagine this is a
Hold on, Ryan.
Chelsea.
Ryan, take it again. What were the words?
Yeah, I'll repeat this.
Yeah, I want to hear.
Soft,
timid,
powder puff.
Powder puff.
Which means that there's no solidity and just very fragile. And you don't expect these words to be synonymous with Chelsea. This is Chelsea Football Club. Champions League winners just a few years ago. They've won multiple Premier Leagues. They have the best players in the world. So it's clear that there's some kind of cultural or mentality issue. And unfortunately, a large part of the blame, I feel, as a neutral, you have to point at Graham Potter. I agree that, he needs time to instill his philosophy on the players, and we don't know what's happening behind the scenes. There might be certain players that are onside with his tactics and style of play. There might be some doubt creeping in from the players and the hierarchy. But what I saw yesterday was a very soft Chelsea team that when they went a goal ahead at the start of the second half, they just allowed Forest to up the ante, become more aggressive, and attack them. And you could see the goal was coming. As soon as that second half began and the whistle blew, it was all Nottingham Forest. They upped their tempo, they were creating chances, and Chelsea were just inviting it. There was just no defense or repel from Chelsea at all. It was really, really surprising to see. And, I would be very worried if I'm a Chelsea fan seeing a performance like that.
Thank you very much, Ryan. This is a fair analysis from you. And the words that have been used for Chelsea during those legends, big name players in the pantry trees or whatever you want to call them, timid and all those words, soft. This is Chelsea. This is not my Chelsea that I know 10 years ago. This is not my Chelsea. Chelsea are known to be resilient, strong, never fear anything. Die hard.
No. And Nazarian, just to jump in.
Yeah.
You're 1-0 in front away from home. That's when you've got to, control the game, keep possession. Don't give the opponent chances. Chelsea had something like 70+% possession yesterday across the two halves over the whole 90 minutes. And yet I think Nottingham Forest had the higher XG, the higher expected goals. That tells you there's something fundamentally wrong there. And I fear it is a tactical, but also, a mental issue. There's just too much languid and, um, no intent, not enough intensity. You have to respect the opponent. Forget for a second where Nottingham Forest are in the league. They're a Premier League team. They
I
have good
agree.
players.
Mhm.
These players that are lower down in the division, for them it's like an FA Cup final playing Chelsea. They're going to give 110%. They're losing 1-0 to you. Start of the second half, they just had an uplifting team talk from the manager. The crowd get into the game. This is Chelsea. They need to know how to manage, a game away from home when you're 1-0 up. It was a rookie performance, so it's very disappointing with Chelsea.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ryan. Like I said, this is a very, very fair analysis. Look, Chelsea can bring in. Before I go on, big up to you, Try. I'm very sure that's the name. He said, hi, Nick Zion. How are you? Happy New Year to you and your family. Thank you very much. Happy New Year to you, brother. And you always welcome to the channel. Let me know what you are thinking as a Chelsea fan, as the Manchester United fan, whatever fan you are. This platform, it's a platform that welcomes all football fans. So let me know what your team is doing. I think her name is Danish said, I am a Manchester United fan, but I like Chelsea watching you from Pakistan. Big up to you. Big up to all the Pakistanians. Yeah, big up to you all, Pakistan. I have a couple friends from there, and also a couple friends from Pakistan and also India, and I have a couple of friends that I work for them or they work for me in terms of multimedia work. So yeah, big up to you and big up to you, just a perspective. I came back and I was trying to get my stream going, and I saw you streaming. I was like, "Damn, my brother has been streaming for hours, man. It looks like this conversation keep going and going and going. It won't stop. Then it won't stop." So yeah, Ryan, just like you just said, I needed you so badly today to the extent that I want to have a different opinion, a neutral person that can come in. My problem is Chelsea have signing lots of these young players coming in. I know people will say let's give Graham Potter time. 9 games, and Chelsea at this moment have the worst away record I've ever seen Chelsea. Nottingham Forest, Chelsea lost to Nottingham Forest, who are in the relegation zone, 18th place. 18th place. With a draw against Nottingham Forest, Chelsea are now at the 8th place in the Premier League table, just behind Fulham. Whoa, what is this? 8th place now for Chelsea. Now let's look at this. Look at this record that I posted in the chat. And even Stephen, Ryan, if you were watching the stream yesterday, if you were watching the stream yesterday, if you're watching the group chat yesterday, I sent in the face up. I said, look, I'm not comfortable with just 1-0 up because that 1-0 was just a half chance. It wasn't a full chance that Chelsea created. We're luckily the ball bounced back for us from the crossbar, and then Raheem Sterling was there at the right time. But then I'm not comfortable until another goal goes in. Graham Potter Chelsea are very soft, just like you said. We've seen that happen many, many times. Matter of fact, that we saw Arteta came to the bridge and was so soft, and Arteta was all over Graham Potter's position. Graham Potter sits there and look at him and doesn't do, because most of the time, this is why I like Jurgen Klopp and I like Thomas Tuchel. The antics, the energy that you put on the touchline, the dodge out area, motivate your players and then motivate the fans to support the team very well to be able to win. Klopp never sits antics. He's shouting, he's jumping, he's throwing his hands here and there for the players. If Potter doesn't do none of these things, there's no way the team can win. Now let's look at these statistics. Chelsea not registered a single win in the last 5 away games. 4 lost, and 1 draw. The last away win was in October 25th against Salzburg. Chelsea only managed to score 2 goals in the last 5 away fixture. If you're Chelsea fans, is that what you want to hear? Is that what you want to hear your team put up? Ryan, what do you make of this away performance?
Yeah, Nizam, I think that's even putting it kindly. If you look at all the competitions, I think the last 10 or 11 games, Chelsea have only won 3 games. So I'm talking across the Carabao Cup, Champions League, Premier League, everything. Won 3 out of the last 11 games, going all the way back to Brentford, the Brentford game, which I think they drew. Uh, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. This is Chelsea Football Club. They won the Champions League 2 years ago. They should be up there with Arsenal, with Man City. Minimum requirement, I think, is Chelsea should be third. And that's minimum acceptability. It's not good enough. And, things need to change quickly for Graham Potter and for Chelsea. And, as a fan base, I think you have to be optimistic at least that the hierarchy are spending money and buying players.
It is true. I agree with you. I want two three love you said you are if you are new to the channel, please give my brother a like, share, and subscribe. It's free to join, and we welcome everyone no matter what football team you follow. Yeah, thank you very much. I want two three love you. Just like she said, we welcome everyone. We welcome everyone, no matter the football team you follow. Let me see what Kim so the fans and the chat have to say. Mr. Okay, this is to Trey. I think Trey to Mr. Dinesh. He said that I am also a United fan, but I think Potter isn't the guy. I agree with you. We have to wait for me to say he's not a guy. It will take a lot of effort for me to say it. But then for now, he's not. But how long? Chelsea have to give him the time, but it's not. We can't give him that much of a time because time is going. We don't have much time. We're trying to get into top 4. As I've already said, Chelsea's not going to make a top 4. Herbert said, "I'm back." Yeah, I'm back, and we have a Manchester United news, and I want to know your opinion on what you see in Potter right now. I'll send a link in your I'll send a link on Twitter for you, so you can join us here as a neutral fan. I want to hear more of the neutrals. I want to hear more neutrals today. That is what I want to hear. And I want to hear more of the Chelsea fans also as well. So if neutrals come in, I want to know what the Chelsea fans are also saying. So Ryan, look in your inbox. It should be in there at this moment. It should be there. Okay, so we can continue. Just like we were on, Ryan, you have anything to say before we move on from the away performance? If you have any more, we're
No,
having the discussions over
yeah,
here, Ryan. We're having the discussions. Bring everything out.
yeah. Listen, I still think there were a few positives. The first half, Chelsea were
Ryan,
leading.
hold on. Can you get yourself out and come back? The connection is it's very bad right now. Can you take yourself out and come back?
Sure.
Yeah. Welcome to the stream, Herbert. Jeez.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, I mean, look, I watched the Chelsea game yesterday. Not the whole game. I watched the last half an hour. I mean, I should have watched the last 45 minutes because what I heard is that Chelsea were half decent in the first half.
Herbert, can you do the things you've been doing so we can hear you better?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How's that? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Ryan. You sound perfect. Herbert,
okay.
Go ahead. Then let me finish with Herbert and I'll come back to you.
Yeah,
Ryan.
yeah. So
perfect now.
Yeah, so look, I watched the game. I heard that the second half was like Chelsea just gave it away. Like first half, you guys were good, and the second half, you just crumbled. And I watched the last half an hour, and you could have lost that game easily, and you could have won it also. Like Aubameyang's chance that he should have scored, but I mean that's one of the most weirdest transfer of all time. Aubameyang to Chelsea. I know he had some relationship with Tuchel, but Tuchel got sacked the next week, and Aubameyang is wearing a Chelsea shirt with the Arsenal tattoo. I don't know how
That's
you guys feel about him, but yeah, it's very But look, I mentioned in the chat I have some certain strong opinions about certain players who I don't think are Chelsea level or they are past their peak. One is Jorginho. I don't think he works in away games. I don't think he has the legs to cover. At home, you guys have the ball, so it's easier to accommodate him. But away, you need legs. and towards the carrier, he couldn't do what Conte does, to cover up Jorginho's legs. So I don't think Jorginho works. I don't rate Conor Gallagher at all. I think he's a McTominay with a headband. Yeah, I mean, he just runs around and he makes it looks like that he's working, but he's not good enough for me. I don't think he's a Chelsea player. I think he can do a decent job from the bench, but I think you guys need to move him on or send him on loan. That's two players. Koulibaly, I think United dodged a big bullet with him. I know we bought Maguire for 80 million, but 4 years ago, Napoli wanted 75 million for Koulibaly when he was like 27 or something. And we have seen in the Premier League, like he's struggling. That number 9 from Forest, he was bullying your centre back. I mean, at 37, if Thiago Silva is still your best centre back, it's a big problem for you guys. I know you have Fofana coming in, Badashil, and all those guys, but I'm very curious to see what happens to Koulibaly, because yesterday there was a lot of people saying like, he needs an African Maguire. So I don't know. His days look numbered to me. And the last thing I would just want to mention about Potter. I mean, I logged out of yesterday from Twitter and it was Potter out trending, and I logged in again today. It was Potter out. It was still trending. And you guys gave him a 6-year contract and 12 million per season for 5 years. And you spent 20 million to get him out of Brighton plus 2 million for his coaching staff. So that's 80 million package for Potter you bought him for. I mean, you haven't paid him obviously, but that's the package you bought him for, the contract for him. So I don't know, like, what's the deal? Like, this Chelsea fan base, it's the unique fan base where, if 2 results don't go your way, it's Potter out, or whoever the manager is out. So I don't see Potter lasting, man, too much. I think if 2 or 3 results go against you guys, I think the Potter out brigade will become even bigger.
Yeah, you just said it all. It is true. They're buying all these players, but the only thing is buying all these players without a blueprint. What are these players coming in to play? You can chase personnel, but if there is no blueprint that this personnel are looking up to play, because when Arteta, you can see what Arteta is doing. Gabriel Jesus, it doesn't even feel like Gabriel Jesus is being missed by the team at all, because Nketiah is banging in the goal, because there is a style of play which we can all see. There is a style of play in Tottenham. Although they're not winning, we know what they're doing. They sit back, they're slow, and that's what they do. We don't see what Chelsea is doing. They play in the first 10 minutes, just like the game before yesterday's game. First 10, 15 minutes, fast, quick on the counter. From Raheem Sterling, right-hand side, to Kai Havertz. Go! That was, after that 15 minutes, they were dead. Yesterday, the same thing. We're lucky to have a ball bounce back from the crossbar. Raheem Sterling was in the right position, nicking another goal. From there, we were dead. We don't see what Chelsea was doing. Are they playing out from the back? They were very jittery, trying to play out from the back. Very scary. What are they doing? The wings? Are we playing the wings? Awful passes from Mason Mount. I'm one of the guys that never criticized Mason Mount because of his industry. But yesterday, and Conor Gallagher, awful passes. Ryan, you were on when Herbert came on. Ryan, what were you adding to it?
No, definitely. Conor Gallagher, he's a young player. He's still developing, and I think, further down the line in years' time, he will be a solid Premier League midfielder, but I don't think he's good enough or the solution for Chelsea's midfield right now. I did, on our group chat, highlight some of the mistakes he was making, but he was not, by the way, the worst Chelsea player yesterday. I think Koulibaly was just, very wobbly and indecisive and jumping into tackles rashly. It's a really worrying period for Chelsea, and it's clear what the ownership are doing. They're in the transfer window. They're targeting young players, under 25 years of age, building a long-term project, giving these young players long-term contracts, nurturing them, developing them. That's absolutely fine. The question is whether or not Graham Potter fits into these long-term plans. And, like Herbert was saying, waking up this morning, I also checked my Twitter first thing when I woke up. Potter out's trending.
Potter
You know,
out.
that's facts. That is facts. And I'm seeing multiple tweets, not just one tweet, you know, referring to Luis Enrique, saying Chelsea should be targeting this guy. You know, he's a proven Champions League, La Liga winning, you know, coach. He's coached Spain. You know, he's an elite manager. How much time can Bowley and, you know, the Chelsea fan base give Graham Potter to rectify this? You know, it is early stages, early doors in his management career, but we've seen from, you know, Todd Bowley's short tenureship so far, he's a ruthless guy. This guy's a businessman. He's made billions of dollars by making ruthless business decisions. He can do the same in football. Like Herbert said, you know, you've given this guy a long-term contract. You bought out paid his release clause to release him from Brighton. But, you know, if he doesn't cut the mustard, if he doesn't perform and get the results for Chelsea, Bowley will cut him loose and he'll be on to the next manager. You know, unfortunately, that's the model that Chelsea have adopted over the years. And I can see the same thing happening, unfortunately.
I mean, it's a shame. Thank you very much, Ryan. It's a shame when you hear words like African Maguire to Koulibaly. I'm telling you, Koulibaly has been struggling since he started playing the Premier League. He's been struggling. He was very lucky. He had that wonder goal. I think his first Premier League goal was a wonder goal that he had. Since then, he's been struggling. This is not the Italian league. You have pacey and strong attackers, and he's been struggling. You can tell, and that's what the I think Trey said. An African Maguire. It's very funny. I started laughing when I heard that. He said it's United signing Yao Felix. Yao Felix have to find himself a place in the Premier League. He fancy the Premier League, which we're gonna end up seeing him either going to Arsenal or going to Arsenal. Also interested in signing Modric. So either the Arsenal sign Modric or they sign Joao Felix on loan. One of Joao Felix doesn't want. No one is going to sign him outright because the thing he just wants to go on loan. Atletico Madrid wants him to go on loan, but there's no option to buy him, so there's no time to waste on him. We have enough players that can work for teams instead of having Joao Felix with no options to buy. Chelsea is done out here. Shameful club. We will get destroyed by City. Yeah, I love that, Kim Soo. I know you very well. So whatever you're saying, I know how angry you are and upset that you are seeing your team playing that way. Air it out. I mean, say whatever the way you feel. You have the opportunity, just bring it out. And no one can stop it. That's how you feel. This is your opinion. It's accepted. Embarrassing team. I agree with you. It's embarrassing. 8th position in the Premier League. Wow. It's not my team Chelsea that I know from the days of Roman Abramovich. Not this. He said, I'm so pissed. I agree with you. You should be upset because you spend time, wake up either morning or afternoon to sit down and watch this team play stupid football. And I agree with you. Luis Enrique, bring him in. I'll take everyone that has the energy to even motivate this guy because there's no motivation, there's no energy on the pitch. And who is to insert that kind of psychological idea into this place? It is the coach. You can do whatever you want to do on the football pitch during training, but then on the pitch during your training, but on the pitch day on the game day is what the fans see from what you guys have been doing on the on training grounds. Because what they're doing is what they do on training ground. If they're doing something different, it will show on match day time. The tactical ideas that Graham Potter he should be able to implement that idea on the match day time. We don't see it. So I agree with you 100%, Kim So. I agree with you 100%. He said, Koulibaly, the African Maguire, it's it's big. All of our new signings are flops. Maybe let's have a different manager. Let's say that under a different manager. But for now, I wouldn't say they are all flop because no one is performing. Under Thomas Tuchel, like I said earlier on, we were creating so many chances, but we couldn't finish. Under Graham Potter, we can't create the chances for more or less for us to finish any. Passes are going wrong way. What are we doing? Are we playing with the wings? Who is going for it? The junior legs are gone. I tweeted earlier on. If you follow me on Twitter, I tweeted earlier on from I think the tweet coming from Simon Phillip, which he said he doesn't see Jorginho staying in the club at the end of the season. Maybe after the end of the season, who knows? But Jorginho, his legs are gone. His legs are gone. So Kim So again said we are becoming like Arsenal. Oh, not for now. For now, Arsenal are way better. If you're talking about Arsenal 5 years ago, that is acceptable. And then we have uh, we have what is inanimate object as a manager. Huh. Kim So is trying to kill me over here. With all these adjectives, the way you want to describe Graham Potter. But then there's more things that we can do. There's more things. Let me go back to Kimpi. What did Kimpi say one more time before I go back to Herbert? Please tell the United news, bro. Okay, we'll get back to United news, and we'll come back to the Chelsea news again. I think United fans want to hear. Tottenham said, do we go to, let me finish United before we come to Hospice, because the United fans, but guys, stay tuned. Let's finish with United news, and then we'll go back to Manchester United. Herbert, according to reports, PSG ready to offer Rashford 10 million per year deal. PSG president has already addressed his desire to land the Rashford in the previous interview. What do you make of this Rashford news again? Is he a deal? Do you think he'll be going to jail to join Mbappe? To join Mbappe and then also join. I'm getting the feedback. I think it's from Herbert. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Good. I think it's gone. Do you think he'll be willing to go and join Mbappe and then Neymar and Messi? Do you think he will be doing that? Leaving Manchester United, Herbert?
I mean, we have extended his contract by 1 year. We have extended that additional 1 year option. So he won't be leaving next summer, that's for sure, especially after the form he's been. But look, Mbappe and Rashford are very good friends. I mean, every time we play them, be it for England or United, they always seem to be on good terms. And I know Mbappe, he wants players like Rashford, Dembele in his teams. And who knows, and Neymar is not getting any younger. So you need to replace him with not like to like, but at least a younger version. And Rashford and Neymar are not anywhere close, but Rashford has a big brand, and United are obsessed with him. I think he wants. I mean, look, money should not be a problem. We can match whatever PSG are going to give, but the project is the important thing. Managers is an important thing. PSG managers is like a revolving door, but United have a stable manager in Ten Hag, and they have a good relationship as well. So I don't see him leaving. Plus, we have given him the number 10 as well. So I don't see him leaving. I think he's like the poster boy of United at the moment. He's got like so many followers also, which is always a big thing with United. But you never know, man, with the takeover happening, and someone said that today that anytime can happen, this takeover this month. People are just guessing at the moment, but no, man, I don't see Rashford leaving. He's like a very important player for us. It's like not Liverpool, PSG trying to take Mohamed Salah from Liverpool to replace Messi. So I don't see that happening.
Yeah, Rank said that's a Manchester United fan. If you're listening, Rank say he doesn't see that happening at the club. So let me read what I123 just said. She said they sacked Thomas Tuchel for Potter, but unfortunately he's not any better. The win are definitely gone, and Chelsea are losing their fire. Come on, Chelsea, light the flame and get back into games. Thank you very much. That's a wonderful comments from you. I like that as a Chelsea fan. I know you're all heartbroken, but then let's just pray for the best, but not to the worst. Let's support the team. But then I think there's a lot that Graham Potter can do. I'm giving him time. I'm giving him time right after the end of the season. I'll give him to the end of the season. I wouldn't just jump in and say he needs to be sacked. I'll give him to the end of the season and see. Says Echo, my brother, someone doesn't have your I mean, you muted on the platform. Oh, okay. I think it's been sorted out. Thank you very much. Kim So said likes Arsenal. Kim So said like Arsenal rebuilding. Get used to it. Absolutely. He says, like Arsenal rebuilding, get used to it. We're also going to get used to this frustration and pain. So if you're just joining us, do not hesitate. Do not forget to put a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't. I should have put a poll down. I forgot to put a poll down. I was behind schedule for a little bit. So I streamed a little bit late. But yeah. Um, and also, guys, you have Felix again, always in the news every day. He's been linked with so many teams. You have Felix to Premier League, Atletico Madrid already to loan Felix with Manchester United, and Arsenal are the main contenders. Arsenal and Manchester United. Let me start with Ryan. Where do you see this guy going to?
Yeah, Nizan, let me just very quickly give some input on Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Uh,
Oh, sorry, I forgot to ask a question about it. Sorry, I'm
no,
sorry.
no problem. Don't worry about it. Yeah, listen, he probably is the form player in the Premier League since we resumed after the World Cup break. He's not a young player, he's 25 years old, he's approaching his prime, and he, the question for him is whether he sees himself winning trophies at Manchester United. Man United have a new manager now, Erik ten Hag. They're going through a new evolution, and they're trying to close that gap with Arsenal and Man City and become competitive for all trophies. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that he will stay at Man United. That's just me personally as a neutral. I think a PSG project would most definitely appeal to him. He can play with the likes of Mbappe, Verratti, Neymar if he decides to stay or not. You're almost guaranteed to win the league title there in France and compete for the French Cup and the Champions League. So I think it's one to watch and to see whether the lure is attractive enough for him to leave Man United. I don't think it's set in stone that he's going to stay. And I think that the better he performs, the more appealing he becomes to the likes of PSG and Real Madrid. He would suit, PSG if they do decide to get rid of Neymar. Then they can play Mbappe and Rashford up front and play a 4-3-3 with a diamond with a triangle three up front. So yeah, it's one to watch.
Yeah, let me read a little bit here. I want you to say your echo is gone. You're reading my comment late. Thanks. Sorry if I did read your comment late, but then sometimes you have to give the panelists time to talk a little bit, and then you get back to it. Chester Perspective said, keep liking the video, people. Absolutely. We got 7 people on file right now, but we have only 5 likes, so we can do much better. And then to get more guys on, please share the stream. Share the stream. You share the stream. So other people who wants to know what Chelsea fans, how they are raging and how upset they are, let us know. So share the stream so we can get more people in. I think his name is AC Manus, AC Manus, if I got the name right. He says so who bought the flops, nothing to do with Potter. Rebuild don't happen overnight. Liverpool lost to Forest. Does that make Klopp and in what in the minute? I'm not so sure of that word. Um, Ryan, I'm not so sure of this word over here. Can you send that to me? Object. I know it's not the right. It's not a pleasant word, but then yeah, that's how we have over here. Yeah, it will be. Rebuilding will take some time, guys. It will take some time. So Tuchel inherited clubs, Dortmund, who had won 2 leagues, 2 cups. Tuchel managed just 1 cup in 8 years coaching in Germany. That's nice statistics. That's nice over there. This is also goes towards those that are in favor of Thomas Tuchel. You know, it depends on the kind of players you have, the mindset, and then the ideology that you've built in these players. Because Tuchel didn't do the best maybe in Dortmund, but then came to Chelsea, and within this period of time, he did very well. But then we were talking about under Tuchel, the tactics that he has. Chelsea were able to create a lot, but then cannot finish. But then under Graham Potter, what we're seeing now is rebuilding. Graham Potter team is not creating much, more or less. They're not creating much for them to have a chance to even finish. So it's it varies. So rebuilding, it takes time. But I'll give Graham Potter to the end of this season. I know he has 6 years to work with Chelsea. It depends. How can we see Graham Potter? I haven't seen the blueprint yet. I haven't seen the kind of football we're playing. Are we playing using the wings, starting up from the back? Koulibaly, they've tagged him as an African Maguire already, and it's not going to stop until he start performing. So, Chelsea perspective said, it would never be easy, but we should be doing better than we are doing. I agree with him. It's not going to be easy, but excuse me, the players that we have at this moment, you expect Chelsea to play much, much better. Ryan, Ryan, did you finish your submission? Did you finish everything before I can move on to Herbert?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if it's on the agenda list to speak about Arsenal, but I sometimes feel, when you are analysing why a team isn't doing well, you almost have to do a peer comparison. You have to benchmark against the teams that are performing well at the moment. And, very briefly, if you compare Chelsea to Arsenal, Arsenal are flying right now. They've got their recruitment. They've done a really good job there. Brought in the likes of Gabriel, centre back, Thomas Partey. They met his release clause. Gabriel Jesus up front, and they've got two world-class young wide players in Martinelli and Saka who are just going to get better and better every year. So from a recruitment perspective, they have got it right. Bang on. And that's the model, Chelsea need to follow if they're going to achieve success. But also, the Arsenal hierarchy have been patient with Mikel Arteta. It's very plausible for them to sack him after the end of last season when they missed out on the Champions League, when it was basically in their hands. And they went on a terrible run towards the end of the season and gave it away to Tottenham. But they kept pace with him. And look at the results now. They're top of the league and they are flying.
We got 10 of 13, 10 people watching at this moment. We have only 6 likes. We can do much better with all the viewers that we have here. Come on, guys, let's do better. Let's move it up to 13 likes. 9, 10. It's keep going up and going down. So whoever comes in to join, it won't hurt to put a like on it. Just like Kim Pete said, will Liverpool finish ahead of Manchester United? Because I don't see any other clubs taking part in the top 4 race. Tottenham Hotspur are also struggling. Chelsea are struggling. So it will be left for Manchester United and then also Newcastle United. Those 2 teams can get that position because until things change for Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur. So let me move on to what Easy. I think Easy is his name. Tuchel 9 home. Tuchel 9 homes win in 19 home games. Thomas Tuchel only ever Chelsea coach to lose 3 final ever. 3 final ever. If Lampard didn't get us out of the UCL group stage, Thomas Tuchel wouldn't have wouldn't have won nothing. Wouldn't have won nothing. Which I agree. The build up to the Champions League win was also help of other coaches that I think our fan over here is talking about, which is the build up from the contribution. Coaches that came in. Lampard helped. Thomas Tuchel also came in, took over, and then also helped and put the team to a different level. So we don't know. We don't know with Graham Potter at this moment. We don't know Graham Potter. Every coach has his own ups and downs, but we want a little bit more passion from Graham Potter. if he's the guy to take us forward. We have to see what he's doing. The fans have to love him. He has to do something for the fans to buy into him. Now he has to win the fans back. The fans have him from beginning, and it is the most toxic thing that happens to a football club is when the fans do not buy into you. They don't follow you. It is very, very, very detrimental to a football club because the fans are the voice. They'll tell you the voice of the people. When they talk, they talk. The fans are the people that can state. The fans can say and say, and then the manager can be fired. Fired because if the fans are not coming in to watch the games, that will bring what do you call financial implementation to the team. Fans will not go there. The clubs will not be making money, although they have ticket season holders. But then they are neutral fans. The other fans that buy ticket during match days. So if those guys are not going there to watch it, then what is Toboli going to do? You have to change your manager. So he has to try and win the fans back to Stamford Bridge. We honestly don't need to start comparing the coaches. It is true, they are different kind of coaches. Let's talk about Graham Potter at this moment in time. So another one for Manchester United fans, those want to hear more about it. Frankie de Jong to Manchester United. Helbert, Frankie de Jong to Manchester United.
I mean, I don't see him coming in January. Also, I don't think Barca are any more in the need to sell him. The last summer was like they were trying to push him out because they needed to bring down the wage bill. That's why they had to sell lots of players and had to buy players on the cheap. So, I mean, plus, I don't think he wants to come. I mean, there's a good relation between the manager and the player, but I don't see him, buying into the United project. I think he's very happy at Barcelona.
Yeah.
Also, there is an issue of his. I don't know if it's still his wife or fiance. She doesn't want to come to Manchester. That's also a big issue. I mean, that's always an issue. I mean, I remember Di Maria's wife. She hated the Manchester weather. Same goes for Alexis Sanchez as well. So there is something with these players, like they don't want to leave the sun. So, and Manchester is very cold at the moment. So I mean, look, even if you remove those facts, De Jong is on very high wages. Plus, I don't know where we will fit him. I just want to, if we buy him for 60, 70 million, where does he get in? Because Casemiro starts. I mean, maybe for Bruno, I mean, that's the only position I see him. But Bruno plays like a false nine at the moment. Maybe you want to, put him instead of Eriksen because you need some kind of legs. But I don't see De Jong coming to United, man, unless, Barca are willing to sell. Plus, they don't need to sell. So those are just rumors, I think.
Okay. According to what I have here, report says, according to what's his name? Some website says De Jong has now had a phone call from Erik ten Hag and has the community committed to come to Manchester United. I don't know. I don't think that is true. Probably one of those fake news over there, clickbait. Yup, Herbert is correct. Barca are not looking to sell him. I'm not willing to sell him. I mean, right now, I'm sure that's what he mean. That's what he mean here. Tuchel got 18 months, so should Potter. He defeated Italy Italy champions twice, ended Australian champions Salzburg 40 game unbeaten home record and beat the Croatian champions who Tuchel lost to. I like this person with his statistics that is given us
Look,
here.
that's
Educated us
the
very well.
just to respond to that comment. I think that's the Champions League record, which is quite good. That's the
Yeah.
Chelsea have been doing this for the past 2.5 seasons. Like they are very bad in the league, but they have this good half decent Champions League run, which covers up lots of kind of poor form in the league. But you have to look at the league as well. Chelsea have only got 6 points, only 6 points from 8 games. I mean, that's not good enough, man. I mean, look, and this is under Potter I'm talking about, not Tuchel. So, I agree that he should be given time. I think Potter is a very good coach. My only problem is that I don't think he's a Chelsea level coach. I think not coach. He's a good coach, like a Chelsea level manager, because you have so many egos in that dressing room. It's a very big club, and plus the fan base. I mean, Potter out. I didn't even know like there were so many Chelsea fans to make Potter out trending. So that's a big deal in itself. So I mean, look, I think this is it's a culture in Chelsea. Like, 4 bad games and you're out. Next manager, who is it? Is Zidane available? So
I think this everybody's voting for Enrique. Herbert, what do you think?
Luis
Sorry,
Enrique.
sorry. Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, Luis Enrique is a world-class manager. He's achieved success in international football and also, obviously, domestically for Barcelona. It's a tough one. I mentioned it before. 3 wins in the last 11 games, I think.
Yeah.
Chelsea, all competitions. It's not good enough. This is Chelsea Football Club. They won the Champions League 2 years ago. They're supposed to be an elite club. That form is just not acceptable. And I have similar concerns about Graham Potter. I think he could do the business for, say, a top 10 Premier League club, or around mid-table, but a top club aspiring to win the Premier League, go deep in the Champions League. I think he's a little bit out of his depth, but time will tell. He deserves the time, no doubt about it, to prove himself and get the players on side with his tactics and his football philosophy. But if this poor run continues, then the pressure will really grow on him, and then we'll see whether Todd Bowley has the patience or he will continue to be ruthless and get rid of him.
Just a perspective, he said plus. I don't think that United has the luxury of spending that much money right now. Yeah, Herbert said a couple streams that we had here that because of, and I also said because of the takeover will be happening somewhere around summer. The Glazers would not like to buy players, but instead they're capable of getting loan players to keep the club to where it should be until the takeover go place. So I agree with what Chelsea Perspective said also. I'm not for Potter out. He needs time, but we should be doing better. Understandable. We should be doing better with the players that we have. My think he said easy. I think AC, or I'm not sure of the right name, but I think it's AC or easy. The person said that Chelsea Perspective fans started comparing coaches the minute Potter got the job. So sorry, people who hate Potter started the comparison. So yep, as I said, it hit people who started the comparison. The comparison will still be there. They'll still compare even current coach to Roberto Di Matteo. There shouldn't be any comparison, but then people will still do that. That is the mark of Chelsea Football Club. The coaches have set the bar very high. So whoever coach that comes in, you need to prove yourself. And they want Potter to do that the same thing. I don't think LE will do well in the Premier League. Who is LE? Chelsea Perspective. Who?
Luis Enrique.
Oh, Luis Enrique. You don't know. You don't know. You can't tell until we give him a chance. You have to give people the chance. Who knew that our first coach that will win us the UCL was going to be Roberto Di Matteo? You don't know until you gave him the chance. He won it, and after that, we knew that he's not capable of progressing from what he's won. The players won it for him, but then you realize that he's not capable of taking the team to a different level. So you don't know what Luis Enrique can do. But then he plays some good football. But can they implement that style of football in our current players that we have? We're yet to see. I think Herbert, you were on it. You were talking, right? In regards to anything that you have. This is a discussion. Let's have anything that you have. Herbert, Ryan, chip in.
Yeah, look, about Luis Enrique, I think he's a very good coach. He's pretty much in the similar vein from Pep Guardiola. They like possession-based football. I mean, I don't remember Chelsea ever playing like a possession-based football. I mean, Chelsea's football is pretty much result-oriented. Get the result. That's the most important thing. So I don't know if he suits your culture, because again, he's a manager who needs time. And Chelsea, I mean, look, you have got Boli, and everyone was saying like, the culture is going to change. We
Yeah.
are going to give managers time. I mean, sure, but there will be fan pressure. I mean, if you're going to, you spent 270 million in the window last summer. Or agreeably, it was not for Potter, but Tuchel bought players worth 270 million, which was the most expensive transfer window in British history, British Premier League. So, and now you're going to probably break the January transfer record also by signing Badiashile, Enzo Fernandez. You already got Nkunku. So, I mean, look, let me ask you this question: are you willing to go what Arsenal did? They finished back-to-back eighth in the Premier League, and now they are in the top of the league, 7 points clear of Man City. Like, what do you think about, like, will the Chelsea fan base accept that? Because remember, there was a period in time Arsenal won only 2 games in 10 out of 10, 2 out of 10, and that was like around 1.5 years ago. So you will have to be facing such situations. Will the fan base, like your fan base, will be
Yeah.
patient with those kind of results?
Ryan. Um, Ryan. Before I come to Ryan, look, to me, I've said that Chelsea are not going to get themselves into the top 4. So I'm not stressing myself. I'm not going to get angry and then get my blood pressure to a level that it's not supposed to be. I understand what is going on. I've seen it from preseason to now, and nothing have changed. So I'm not stressing myself over this. So yeah, I have the patience. I've given Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter, the patience, the time to take the team to. But in the next 2 games, I want to see that blueprint. I want to see his style of football. I want to see what kind of style is Chelsea playing. That's what I want to see. Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Rebuilding takes time, but the players, the club need to be showing fans seeds of improvement, seeds of progress, and that's what we're not seeing currently with Chelsea, and that's what's concerning. Just very quickly going back to Barcelona, I agree that Frankie De Jong. We had a long drawn out saga in the summer about his deferred salary and how much he felt he was owed, and Barcelona threatening to sue him. He has a contract until 2026. I can't see them selling him. I think Barcelona are targeting more maybe Rafinha or Ferran Torres as possible departures, because and that's just on a performance basis. Those players haven't really delivered thus far this season, and Barcelona are desperate to have a thriving front three. Those 2 wide players to support Lewandowski. They have Ansu Fati, but I think Rafinha, especially his position, is vulnerable. But yeah, I think Frankie De Jong will definitely stay for the next couple of seasons. I can't see him leaving. But that doesn't mean that he, doesn't find a move to Man United appealing. He has a good relationship with Erik ten Hag. We know that, and he might have had private conversations, which is what the press have been reporting today, that he wants to join Man United. But yeah, going back to Chelsea, they need to really get their recruitment right. All the top teams, they've suffered and had season or seasons out of the Champions League. Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United. It's a cycle. It happens to all of them. The fans have to be patient. But as I said before, there needs to be seeds or glimpses of improvement or progress, and an identity in terms of what the hell kind of style of play you're trying to implement. And I can't see it with Chelsea. I can't see it. I just saw a team lacking so much character against Nottingham Forest, and just
right on my paper. Right here, character.
No character. And a team that went 1-0 up and just took the foot off the gas. It's like, this is the Premier League. You can't do that. You have to, once you got first goal, you got to get a second goal or control the game. Keep the ball. Don't let that second half whistle blow. And then the home team gets all the possession and can attack you and you're so soft and timid. That's not how you get top four. That's not how you win a Premier League. I'm sorry, it's not good enough.
Thank you very much, Ryan. I saw that second goal coming right in the first half. I said, "See, this team are more relaxed." It's like we gave this is what I listened to the post-match review or interview from Forest players. He said the coach told them, which is I forgot the coach's name. What's his name? I forgot his name. He said the coach told them that, look, be brave, be brave. He said we get too much respect to Chelsea, so this time we're taking the game to them. And I agree with you. I agree with what they did. It's a mindset and what the coach told them. They did it. Chelsea was so relaxed, and then Forest took the game to them. And then the 13th player, which was the supporters, never kept quiet. They were on it from beginning to the end. And when Chelsea scored, the whole place went quiet. But Chelsea did not take advantage over that at 1-0 that they had from beginning. Okay, this is let me see what it says over here. He says a referee gifted us 2 extra points versus West Ham. Without those points, we would have been 9th before Potter arrived. Yes, I remember those games where we did not even deserve to win that games. Update on Felix. I think we already talked about your Felix. Kimpy, you're a bit late, or you were not paying attention. We did talk about your Felix, guys, didn't we?
I mean, look, there
we did
is
talk
a
about
bit
your
of an
Felix.
update coming from right now on Felix. This is from a United source, so this is from Telegraph Dhaka.
Oh,
So he's saying, look, Atletico Madrid, they want scandalous amount of money, man, for a loan deal. They want 21 million euros for a loan deal, which includes his wages as well, and without an obligation to buy, because they want to set that price around 86 million pounds. So that's around 100 million euros. So that kind of deals like that will put off United, not just United, but any club. Signing for that too for 6 months, 6 months, 21 million. That's too much, man. I don't think United will take that option. But I mean, Arsenal are they are obsessed with this Mudryk guy, this Ukrainian player. I think they want 55 million euros upfront. The Ukrainian club Shakhtar, but Arsenal are negotiating another package. So I don't think the Arsenal have that kind of money either. So it is between United and Arsenal, but I'm not expecting Arsenal to go for Felix. I mean, if they are signing Mudryk, I don't see them having the money to go for Felix, and especially at that kind of price. So I think if you put that, I mean, if Felix forces the move from his side, that could happen. I think this is the problem with United since we let Gakpo go, because Ten Hag was obsessed with Gakpo. Yeah. They both had the same agent. I think Liverpool paid 37 million plus, I think 14 million add-ons. I mean, that's the deal United should have done, but we don't have money. We don't have money to spend, only in loan deals. So this is why, we could end up either not making top 4 or just, scraping into it. So the update on Felix is that this guy is saying, I just read it, that United will walk away from the Felix situation if it doesn't improve. If they don't change their basically, stance on that loan fee. So that's the latest update.
See, this is what I'm taking the whole situation with Joao Felix move. He's not happy with Atletico Madrid coach, which Atletico Madrid are trying to make things very difficult for him. Either his way or no way. Either he doesn't play, he doesn't want to play, he want to sit on the bench. Either Atletico Madrid try to put him on the bench. They're trying to make things very difficult for him, because I know he has a very big problem with with Diego Simeone. So it could be that Atletico Madrid is trying to make things difficult for him to move into a different club and play. in that aspect. Okay, this is what my friend has to say. He says, in reality, the situation existed in Tuchel's 7 games. Five were against bottom 6 teams. Only Spurs were top 6. So the situation, what is happening now, was still with Thomas Tuchel. But the only difference is, look, right now, what Chelsea fans are complaining about is we don't create. We're not creating nothing. We're not creating that much for us to get a chance. And we don't create. The passes are very awful. That is the problem now. So it's no club will. I think he has to do with Joao Felix. And then he says Ziyech didn't start because he and Kovacic only back 5 days, which is much more understandable. But 5 days. I mean, we have other players that even went back in the right after the tournament, 3 days time, and they're playing. Atletico drafted Felix development with Simeone. Simeone, which is Simon's negotiative approach, with Simon's negotiative approach. This is coming from Chelsea perspective. But then let's go into United news. We have here, according to many sources, Manchester United are currently the front runner to land Marcus Thuram from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Let me start with Herbert. What do you know? Ryan, let me start with Ryan. This situation, is it looking likely? I know Herbert have a lot to say about to Ryan, but I'll come to him later. Ryan, do you know much about the Thuram news to Manchester United?
I don't, to be honest. I know obviously he plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach, and we saw glimpses of what he could do off the bench in the World Cup. I think he got a couple of assists. But it certainly would add to the strength and depth of Man United's attack. Just very quickly going back to Joao Felix, because I didn't get a chance to kind of give some input on that.
Go ahead.
I just don't think he would suit. I don't know where he would fit in at Arsenal. Joao Felix, his best position is second striker, but he can play on the left as well. But Arsenal have Martinelli on the left, they have Saka on the right, and then they have Nketiah right now. And when Gabriel Jesus comes back, Gabriel Jesus is the number 9. Where does Joao Felix fit in? I think if Arsenal had a long-term injury, like Jesus was out for the season, then yeah, that's fine. Bring Joao Felix in, play him as a striker with Martinelli and Saka either side of him. That could potentially, get them over the line and help them to win the Premier League. But the current kind of squad that Arsenal have, I don't think he would really. I can't see how he's going to get regular game time, and that's what he wants. If he's going to join on loan a club, he wants to be playing every game. He wants to be playing all the minutes, and he wants that reassurance. So, I can't see it happening. And like Herbert said, Atletico Madrid are trying to milk whichever club gets him on loan. They're asking for a ridiculous loan fee and to pay, I think, all his wages or most of his wages.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Ryan. Herbert.
Yeah. I mean, we spoke about the Felix deal. About Marcus Thuram, I don't rate him. I'll be honest. I don't think he's good enough to, I'll just be honest and say, like, are Liverpool after him? Are Man City after him? Even like Arsenal, are they looking at him? He's 25 years of age. He's not even like 21. So he's coming into his peak. And he just reminds me of Mikel Antonio, with not much technical skills, just got lots of pace and,
Strength,
he can just
power.
just straight pace and power, running in straight lines. That's not the kind of striker we need. I know he will be cheap, so I can expect United to go for him. I think he's on his last year deal as well. I don't want him, to be honest. I don't see him as like a Ten Hag kind of player as well. Look, he wants Gakpo. That's his first choice. Then if he go for Thuram, that's completely different profile player. At least if you didn't get Gakpo, at least go for Memphis Depay. That's at least he's somewhat close to how you want a striker. So Yeah, I mean, same goes for Felix as well. Them three players are a bit similar than to Marcus Thuram.
Mhm.
And if you want to play Marcus Thuram, I'll just play Rashford through the center, and you can know Marshall can go left, or like Garnacho can go left. But I'm not too eager if he comes to United. He's not. I don't think he's a good. He can run at tight defenses, but I don't want him starting if he comes at United.
Okay. Easy said Ziyech, Detro Fafana, and Hutchison should start from three should start front three should be the front three. Send a message to Slackers, Zakaria, Kovacic, and uh and the whole midfield. And the whole midfield. The defense can't change. Only Chaloba for Koulibaly. Only Chaloba for Koulibaly. Ziyech, Detro Fafana, and Hutchison should start from should be the start front three. I think should be the start front three. Send a message to the slackers, Zakaria, Kovacic, and Hope. Look, me, to be honest with you, I've said this many times that I don't rate. I know Chelsea perspective like Zakaria. I mean, I don't rate Zakaria. His ball, his movement, the guy's legs are too long. And when he's moving, I don't really like it. I don't like his movement. I understand what Chelsea perspective said. When the time given to him, he's done very well. But yesterday we saw it. We saw it again. As I've watched him many times, he's all the time that he's playing for Chelsea, and I've seen him in the World Cup. But to me, I don't rate him. Just like Herbert said, he doesn't rate Thuram. I don't rate Zakaria. And why does it take him that long of a time to get a start or to even get a chance to play for Chelsea? He's not good enough. If he hadn't been all that injuries that we're going through, Zakaria would not even still not play for Chelsea, or maybe one of those um, domestic leagues, the Carabao Cup or maybe the FA Cup against those Champions League opposition championship teams. That's where we're gonna see Zakaria playing. But to me, I don't rate him. I don't rate him. His movement, ball movement, the way he moves around doesn't really suit me. I don't like his style of play. It's just good show. Great to see you back. And well, Nee, drop the like, but have to go. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you. I like your energy that you're putting down in the comments below. And then come over all the time. We will take my. I always said I'll take my time and then read these messages for you. I will never miss any. Just a perspective, also good friend. And then easy. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the day. I hope I said your name right. If I didn't, follow me on Twitter. Say give me the right pronunciation so I wouldn't mess your name up again. I don't like doing that. So yeah, we're gonna move on to Inter Milan. Lukaku wants permanent Inter transfer. This is his statement. This is what he said. I hope to stay at Inter. Inter for me is everything, but we need to find a way with Chelsea. What are we doing with guys? What are we doing with Lukaku? Anyone can just come in. Ryan and Herbert. What are we doing with Lukaku? I mean, it's Chelsea fans don't want him anymore. So, what are we doing with Lukaku in Inter Milan? Can you guys hear me, Herbert?
Yeah. I'll just say and to leave also. So about Lukaku, I don't think he should be coming back. I think the ties have been cut. I think he has become a villain now. I think he's one of the one of the most arrogant players I ever seen. For a guy who is not I don't even consider him as a top 10 strikers in world football. He's got too much arrogance in himself. I mean, he's not won any big trophies. He has not. I mean, except for that Serie A under Conte, which they kind of whatever however they won it, and he's got
Yeah,
100 Premier League goals playing for West Brom and Everton. So that's his whole career. He's not achieved anything internationally as well under Golden Generation.
yeah,
But the thing for Chelsea fans now is the problem, which is a big one, is he has a contract till 2026. It's not even 24, 25, till 2026. So that's a very, very big contract till 3 years more. So I mean, look, so you're obviously not going to, cut whatever. I don't know how. I think it will take 50 million if you want to break his contract. So that will be like a new signing. So you can't do that. And now, if you want to sell him, you have to take, whatever. I think you paid 75, didn't you? 75, 72, whatever. So you will demand at least 60, 65 because he's on 3 years. The other 3 years left on his contract. So
Yeah.
it's difficult for you guys, man. I don't know how you are going to do with Lukaku away. He's on big wages as well.
Mhm.
So I mean, he's not coming back, that's for sure. But how will Chelsea and Inter Milan, come to a decision? That's the interesting part.
This is I think updates from Ben Jacobs. Let me share with you guys at this moment. This is what Ben Jacobs just tweeted not too long ago, and I know just like Chelsea Perspective also said. Let me see what it said here. This is the what did I do? I think I did. I went backwards. Okay, this is what Ben Jacobs just tweeted earlier on. Let me zoom it in so you guys can see it very well. Ben Jacob just tweeted, he said, Arsenal have now made a second bid for Modric. Modric is a guy, and if they're able to get this guy, to be honest with you, they will win the league. They wouldn't have any problem anymore. They will win the league. This guy is a very, very good player. It's a player that Chelsea have to go in for, but it looks like Arsenal are keen on getting this guy. Arsenal are keen on, I'm sure Ryan is still there. We'll talk about it. So package remain under 70 million. Optimistic, a deal will get done, and for less than 100 million, Shakhtar are publicly quoting key to success is the structure. Shakhtar want around 55 million upfront. So if Chelsea, like I said, if Arsenal are able to get this guy, we are done. We are done. Oh, Herbert, thanks for having you too. I think you don't have much time. You have to go. Thank you for Herbert giving us the Manchester United insight as you Manchester United fans and then the job that you do. So thank you very much for sharing that knowledge with us over here. Let me read this real quick whilst I still have Ryan here with me. Needs Zakaria should have stayed on Jorginho in the comfort zone. I'm happy to see us lose a game. We likely will anyway. So he said again, he says the players need lesson. With Chelsea perspective, I agree with him. And then Chelsea perspective said, does Fofana have a work permit? I'm not so sure yet. Fofana doesn't have a work permit. I'm not so sure yet. Thanks for having me. This is coming from Herbert. Thank you, Herbert, for coming on. We really, really, really appreciate the knowledge and then sharing the discussion with us here. Lukaku strategically helping Inter beat the prize. Yep, Lukaku, bad boy Lukaku. His Chelsea perspective said Lukaku strategically helping Inter beat the prize. Thank you, Chelsea perspective, for that idea. That is what Lukaku will do. Herbert, what do you make of this Hendrick player?
Yeah, he's an exciting, pacey, skillful winger. He's only 21 years old. I think he scored something like 10 goals in 30 games for Shakhtar Donetsk. He has impressive assist statistics. Yeah, he really fits the profile of Project Youth, which Edu and Arsenal have implemented at the club. Where he would fit in, that's what's intriguing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Given Martinelli and Saka playing so well at the moment, I think he would have to impress and fight his way into the starting lineup. But this is clearly, a squad depth long term signing, and I do agree if they get this over the line, then it makes them strong favourites to win the Premier League. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just like Julian Lucky said, Julian Alvarez time to start against Chelsea. Julian Alvarez.
Yeah, that's Man City. I think
Oh, Julian
he's referring
Alvarez.
to the upcoming Man City Chelsea games. There's Premier League
Oh,
and
time to
I
start
think
against Chelsea. Yeah, Yeah,
FA
time
Cup.
to
Yeah.
start. Yeah, Junior Alvarez, you got to start. You get goals. At least you can get about 3 goals playing Chelsea because the defense, they don't know what they're doing. So I agree with what Lucky is saying. Junior Alvarez should start tomorrow. Absolutely. Today. We're expecting to start today and teach this Graham Potter and his boys a lesson. So they'll wake up. They will wake up. They need to wake up. They need to wake up. They need to wake up. So I think that is what we have here. What do we have next to talk about here? Do Chelsea need Lukaku, or should Chelsea sell him? Edu Shade, it's been a long time. Great, Edu Shade, it's been a long time. I'm sure I said the name right. Edu, do Chelsea need Lukaku, or should Chelsea sell him? I don't think Chelsea need Lukaku, in my opinion. He said that Edu said great. I don't think Chelsea need Lukaku. Ryan, do Chelsea need Lukaku?
No, definitely not. Get him off the wage bill. Get him out of the club. Sooner the better.
Easy.
But yeah, he's got a.
Okay, I think Ryan was done with it. He says she just need to sell him, get him off the wage bill. Should Rashford go to PSG or stay at Manchester United? Fans, viewers. Edu, I'm doing very, very well, my brother. I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. Not the best, but I'll tell you, I'm not gonna give you any negativity concerning how I feel. It's not the best, but I'm very grateful to be alive. There are people who are even, they can't talk just like I'm talking over here. There are people who cannot even eat, even more or less to even pass gas. They can't do it. So I'm very grateful I can do all that. I can talk, I can eat very well, but then I got lots of pain. But I hope that a couple years to come, that pain will ease up for me to have my mojo back. So yeah, like I said, one more questions that I asked: should Rashford go to PSG or stay at Manchester United? Herbert, sorry, Ryan, should Rashford move? If you were Rashford, would you like to move to PSG for big money and play with the superstars, Mbappe, Messi, the GOAT, and then Neymar? Would you like to join those guys, or you want to still build up your career with Manchester United?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. He's Manchester through and through, isn't he? So, yeah, I can see the lure and the attraction of playing with the big superstars, and it's guaranteed winning trophies. But he's been with Man United for so many years, and I can understand he has a commitment and emotional attachment to the club. It's a very, very difficult one. It's hard to call. I don't think it's conclusive that he's going to definitely stay at Man United.
Yeah. So you want him to stay at Manchester United?
For me, I'm not a Man U fan, so
No,
I'm apathetic.
if I'm trying to put you in Rashford's shoes. I'm trying to put you in his shoes and make you be like Rashford. If you were Rashford, Manchester United, I think where you are in the position, you haven't won the Premier League for a long time. PSG has so much money; they want to offer you millions of millions, 10 million a year, and then be able to play with the likes of Mbappe, Neymar, and then arguably the best player. If you talk about Pele, the second player over there is Messi. You want to play with him. So if this deal come, would you like to stay at Manchester United, or you want to move on to PSG? You are in Marcus Rashford. Herbert, you are
Yeah, I
Marcus
mean, if I'm
Rashford
if
right now.
I'm if I'm Rashford, I'd probably make the switch to PSG. You get to play with Mbappe, who's probably the best player in the world right now. You can probably earn better wages or a similar package to what you're earning right now, and you're playing for a team that will always have automatic qualification to the Champions League. They don't need to worry about making top four, and uh, you're going to win at least one for your season domestically in the French league. But then on the flip side,
Yeah.
are you testing? Are you challenging yourself? He's always going to be in the shadow of Mbappe. Mbappe is the one who's controlling things at PSG. He's the one that wants to win the Ballon d'Or. Everything revolves and is built around him at PSG. So will Marcus Rashford be happy to be an understudy? I almost compare it to like Benzema or Bale being in the shadow of Ronaldo at Real Madrid. Are they happy being a supporting act to the main protagonist?
I mean, there's no way you can run away from being in shadows of Mbappe and Messi, because Neymar ran away from Messi, and those guys, they've done it consistently for so many years. If you're Mbappe, I mean, if you are Marcus Rashford, you want to be among the big guys. I mean, if I were you, I'll just go there, and those guys can help and win the Champions League, something that you've been crying for, and that's a dream of every footballer wants to win the Champions League. Even some even dream of playing in this competition one day, and they haven't even played in the competition before. Why do you think there are players that wants to move to a Champions League team, a team that can give them a chance to be able to play in the Champions League? So after the footballing career, they can say, okay, I played in the Champions League, and I played against Manchester United. I played against PSG. So something like that. It's what players are vying for, and I'll be, if I were Mbappe, I won't take that long. I'll be gone. Let me, Edu. I hope you're doing very well. I hope you are doing very well. I've explained how I'm feeling, and I'm very happy to be alive. And I hope you're also doing very well wherever you are. Like you said, Manchester City can change mindset for London visit. I don't know. Can Manchester City can change mindset for London City? Let's see if Chelsea are able to win the game against Manchester City, then Graham Potter can get the fans back. I believe so. His stats are out of this world. Who is that? Who, I'm not sure whose stats are out of this world. Is it Modric guy? I'm sure it could be the Modric guy. Is what Chelsea perspective is talking about. Julian Alvarez, Jack. Jack. Is it Jack Grealish? I think it means Jack Grealish. Julian Alvarez, Jack Grealish can start for Chelsea. Charles can start against Chelsea. Maybe that's what Lucky was trying to say. I'm sure. We need to bring Joao Felix. Joao Felix. I mean, where is he going to play? How is he going to play? We don't even know how we're playing. So you bring Joao Felix, another problem. We got too many midfielders. We don't even know how to use these midfielders. So bring in Joao Felix. Joao Felix to Chelsea. Ryan, how are we going to use Joao Felix? To Manchester United. Manchester United, the messages are not sometimes not complete. Yeah, he's good. He's a good player. Who is a good player? Modric or Joao Felix? Garnacho. We sign contract for our Manchester United team. We'll sign a contract for Manchester United. Garnacho, that young guy. Here we have another new person here who said, "Can you check my video on that Chelsea game? We played horrific. Can you check my video on that Chelsea game?" Who is this? What's that video? Can you send me your video link and I'll go check it for you? I'm not sure who you are, but Ryan, I was saying now, Joao Felix. Well, how are we? If Chelsea should get Joao Felix, how are we going to play this guy?
No, it's tricky. There's so many question marks around him. Would he suit the Premier League, the physicality of the league? He's kind of played. He's currently in an Atletico Madrid setup that's very defensive and doesn't get the best out of his qualities. Can you kind of break him out of that mold and get him to be more expressive and attack minded? I think he's a quality player, and he showed it in glimpses in the World Cup. But I don't think he's right for what Chelsea need. Although Chelsea need creativity, and he definitely is a creative player. So I think it's a risk if Chelsea were to go for him.
Okay, this message is a little bit weird, but it's okay. He said that I'm a new viewer, that I'm only 14, and I posted a is it a video? Okay, I'll check your video out for you. Do not worry, I'll check your video out for you. He said he posted a Chelsea video. It says that Chelsea game we played horrific. It says, can you check my video on that Chelsea game? We played horrific. Yeah, I'll check your video for you. Do not worry. Since you're part of the comment, I'll check your video for you. Um, Legend HH. So I'll check it for you. Do not worry. What should we do? What should Chelsea fans do, Ryan? This is what we started from beginning. What should Chelsea fans do to improve their performance? What can we do? What should Chelsea fans do as a neutral fan?
As a fan base,
Yeah, I will check for
uh,
you. Legend, I'll check it for you. I'll subscribe to your platform as soon as, so then I'll click on the your video and I'll check it out for you, and then I'll subscribe to your platform. Okay, Legend. Thank you. Yeah, Ryan. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Ryan.
no problem. Just as a fan base, you have to keep the faith and trust the process. Easier said than done, but uh, yeah, you have
Trust the
to
process.
trust the process. Sounding like Arsenal.
Yeah, we don't see the process, so why do we trust it? What do we see? That we don't see the process to
Yeah,
trust.
no process, no progress. What's there to trust? Blind faith. Um, yeah, this is where you need to back not just the manager but the owner. He knows what he's doing. He bought the club. He's an ambitious guy. He's successful in business. He's trying to become successful in football. If he doesn't think Graham Potter has the minerals and is up to the task,
Mhm.
then we know what's going to happen. Chelsea have to stick with the club, the players through this volatile period and hope for improvement.
Yeah, I have my opinion too. I'll share it after I'm done reading this message here. It says that he can come to a Manchester United style. That is thank you, Legend. It says Legend said thank you too. I'll check it out for you. Do not worry at all. He said that Lucky said not Chelsea. All right, this is what I think that um this is what I think Chelsea have to do to improve. One, we have to start keeping clean sheet. And how do we keep clean sheet? We have to have. I know we have injuries. Fafana, which we bought from Leicester City, hasn't been that good for us. He's a good defender, but how many games has he been? Has he played for Chelsea for me to be able to rate him and say he's been that good? Fafana, so many injuries. Um, Also, Reece James wasn't ready to start him. They did start him. He's gone back to injury again. But the back four that we have, Chaloba, Thiago Silva, Koulibaly. Who do we have again? Cucurella, another trouble. Cucurella hasn't played that well. To me, in my opinion, he hasn't played that well. I don't know about you, Ryan, but if we are able to keep clean sheets and then organize ourselves very well, I think we can see ourselves and then be able to get scrappy games 1-0, 2-1, 2-1, 1-0. And then if you're able to stop Manchester City from scoring at the bridge, I think the fans will get back to Graham Potter. What do you think, Ryan? Felix can actually play centrally. Yeah, Felix can play centrally. Um, from Chelsea perspective. But in your opinion, do you think that he's a player that Chelsea should try and get and bring into the club? I know Joao Felix is a good player, but would that guy be? Would he? Can he be in a game changer? Can he be a game changer for Chelsea? Chelsea perspective. Can Joao Felix be a game changer? Other than that, you know, we just I don't know anymore. I hope Chelsea fans. Let me end this. I hope Chelsea fans will have the patience for Graham Potter. Keep supporting the football club because people that support the club are more than what Graham Potter alone is doing. Today, Graham Potter can be sacked, but we can still have the same players there. Just a couple of them will be going out. But like I said, let's support the team. from our homes or wherever we find ourselves. Let's buy the jerseys, let's buy the paraphernalia, and then keep the club going. We hope for the best. Graham Potter will improve. That's all we are waiting for. Let's support the Graham Potter. I've given him to the end of the season to judge him. So, guys, thank you very much for being here. Chelsea Perspective legend, Lucky, Edu Shed, everyone. I 133 love you. Herbert, who has some areas to run. Also, like I said, Chelsea Perspective, Easy, SC or Easy. I'm sure Kimpin and everyone that played part in this today's stream. Thank you very much, and we're done for the day. We'll be back again tomorrow for brand new news and transfer news, and also things surrounding Chelsea Football Club. We'll see you guys again. Leo Desperandos, like I said, we're lighting the sports. See you again tomorrow. So see you again. Chelsea Perspective. Take care. See you guys again later. Bye-bye. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV.